How did you move on from being just the repair guy actually to become a pipe maker? Because as I understand, you was just doing the repairs for a longer a longer period.
Around 2 years, I only make repairs with Paul Rasmussen, and 2 times a week I visit all the shops in Copenhagen to deliver and take off new repairs.
Okay, so you learned a lot about pipe techniques and
I learned a lot of all standard models, because in a short time I could look on the pipe model and say that mouthpiece just fit on that pipe, or that could be a Guildhall or BBB or Orlik or on that way. Yeah. And in that way I learned mostly all standard pipes to remember how she was looking.
And I must say that must have been a very good foundation to move to the next.
I would think for a pipe maker, it will be the best learning time. Yeah. Because also people was coming with a shank that was broken, and only with the head, and say, can you put a new shank and mouthpiece on that pipe, because that head are tasting so good. Yeah. And that we do. Today, people will just throw that pipe away and buy a new.
But how did you then move on from being the repairman to being a pipe maker at Larsen?
That was as I always tell, I'm a way pipe maker as an
coincidence.
A coincidence, because I keep the connection to Paul Rasmussen, and one day I was in the neighborhood. I go down, and he sit and look on a newspaper and say, "Oh, that was good. You was coming, because I have a new job for you."
Okay.
That's what? Yeah, pipe maker, Larsen, look for a pipe maker. And I laugh a little bit, because in these 2 years I have never made a pipe. And I told him that, so I know you can, so you can do it now.
Okay, so he trusted your skills.
Yeah. And then he stay up and find a small scabellone for a pipe model here. Yeah. And you know where the wood are, so find a piece of wood and go to the lay, and I know you can. And of course, I say, okay, I try, and 1.5 hours later...
That was your first pipe?
That is my first pipe, yeah.
Wow.
And he said, yeah, you can see, I know you.
You could
can,
do it?
Yeah. And then he go to the phone and call up the company in Larsen and say, I have you, you shall not look more for a pipe maker, I have him. And you know him.
Yeah.
And he could say that because that was one of the shop I visit nearly 2 times a week.
Yes.
And I know the what you call it, the man that run the shop.
Yes, the manager.
Yeah, Svend Bang.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was Svend Bang at that time.
Yeah, that was Svend Bang at that time. Yeah. And I said, okay, he can come, right? And we make a deal, but I should come there Monday after my job. Yeah. And this is where he was Bang not there, because he was falling down and have some problem with his back. Okay. So I meet then Ole Larsen.
Yes.
And he look on that pipe here and say, okay. And he also know me from visit the shop with repairs. Yes. And we agreed that okay, I said to him I must talk with my family and no, but I think I should call him up a few days after. But we was agreed that I should make some pipes, and Svend Knudsen make some models in the pipe catalog. He knows the model, and of course the first I do when I come home, that was called Svendknudsen, yeah. And we have was very good friends from the time together with Paul Rasmussen.
Yeah.
And he have then moved to the south of Zealand and have his workshop there. And he said, of course, you can do it.
So V.Ø. Larsen himself asked you to produce a number of catalog pipes.
Yeah.
So he could understand that yes, you could make, because it's not a matter of making a pipe, but it's I could imagine it's more difficult to make a catalog pipe because it has to be that shape.
It should be that shape they are showing in the pipe catalog. Yeah. And Svend knows the model, and he have made some of the models by himself, and he was still in V.Ø. Larsen's pipe catalog.
Yeah.
So I called Svend up and say, yeah, of course, you can do it, I know you. So you can come down here a weekend, and then you can use my workshop to make them. And I called back to V.Ø. Larsen and said, okay, I try. And then one weekend I go down to Svend, and he showed me, or he also have some of the models, and say, okay, you can make that and that and that and that, and then have the scapulones, and then I go, and if you have some problems, you call me. Then he go to his living rooms, and I was alone in the workshop. Yeah. A little bit nervous. But,
I understand. So you had the catalog, you knew what you should produce, and you had the raw materials and nothing else.
Yeah.
Okay.
But okay, that was just to move on, and Svend was not coming, and I said, okay, I turn some bowls, and the first pipe I make only that pipe, and 2 half-finished mouthpieces on, and so I have the models, and I say, okay, you can turn all the pipes in after another, and then put mouthpieces on, and and that I do, and Svend was coming over, looking, not say a word, and he just move on again. So that's okay. That cannot be so bad.
That's probably a good sign.
Yeah, that cannot be so bad that I do. And in the evening we eat, and Svend was not saying anything, and he don't ask anything, and he was very strange in that way.
Okay.
Yeah. But then it come. I ask, you have seen what I have done now? Yeah, it look good. Okay. You go on tomorrow morning.
Good.
And after 4 or 5 hours in the workshop Sunday, then no, it was in the morning. I was ready to coloring the pipes, and I go over and ask where do you have your colors?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And he look on the pipes, and okay, that can be that color, and that can be that color, and one of them, that here, they will have some small spots, and say, okay, he also have equipment for sandblasting.
Okay.
And okay, I go over and I sandblast that pipe, and you get it back.
Yeah.
And
so, and this is the actual pipe. You made this, and okay, Svend made some
yeah,
blasting.
The sandblasting, and okay, now I have broken the mouthpiece, and
yes.
So and then he come back and show me what color I should use. And there was not, in that time, there was not so much what we are doing today with button color, and so.
And several layers and stuff.
That was only one color.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes it easy.
Yeah, and he showed me, and then I make the mouthpieces and make them comfortable in the bits, and that I have learned from the workshop. Yeah. When we were repairing pipe, because
of course, that you knew.
Yeah, and that was a lot of people that want to have a mouthpiece a little bit thinner, and the bite should be smaller. So that I would use with a file and sandpaper to change that. Yeah. So that was not the problem. And polishing, I also know a lot about, because all repair pipes should be polished, mouthpieces and heads, and and then bending also the mouthpieces was also not a problem. So after a few hours, then I could call Sven and say, "Come over and look."
And some of these are actually the pipes
one of the most difficult pipes is that square here.
Yes.
And I think that was one of his first, and he looked how we look on the pipe, and which was
if it
right,
was straight.
and, so, I know it. You can go into and show these pipe. I will sure they will accept it, and you will get employed there.
So you did.
Yeah, and so I did, and now I have making pipes in 52 years.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I mean, it also really tells, because yes, you're saying you have made pipe in 52 years. So this was around when?
That have been. I was in the military from 61, 62, and that was just that must have been in 62.
So you was 19, 20 years old or something at this time?
No, I'm from. I've been 21 years.
21 years. Yeah. It's amazing.
And I don't know how many orders they have when I start there, but that was a big order. I think, hey, oh boy, because they have order of 80 pipes for the American markets.
That you had to start on.
That I have to start on, and that was because that was not a short time. They don't have had a pipe maker there.
No.
So
so the demand was high, and you really had to work hard.
Yeah. So okay, when you are 21, you are not so nervous. You just go on and say what happened. And I still have. In that time, I could always learn a little bit out, and I could call Sven because he knows the model, and we talk about it in the phone. And when I have some problems, he could tell me what I do wrong on the lay or something like that. And that was a big help. And I always, in that time, Sven was sandblasting the pipe for Larsen. And that was also for helping me to when I should change some of the models. That was not the big problem. The bent pipe was the most difficult to turn in the lay or get the right lines on. But in a short time, I
you picked that up. Yeah.
So it seems I have the skill.
I would say so, and by now you, after 52 years, you have more than proved it. So it's amazing.
So I was starting there, and I worked for Larsen in 10 years. And in the most difficult things for me, that was not in the beginning. That was then we moved from the shop in the middle of Copenhagen, because the demand for pipes get bigger, and there was not space enough for more people.
Okay.
So we moved to Larsen was owner of also a cigar factory, and then we get a bigger room. And when I remember right, there was sometimes in these years we was 19 people.
Holy Moses!
And I was the boss.
Yes.
I was full will in the production.
Yes.
Yeah. And there was some young bandits, and I can mention some names.
I think that we actually know some of those bandits that today are well-known pipe makers.
Teddy Knudsen was there.
So you was actually teaching Teddy how to make pipes.
Teddy is the younger brother from Sven Knudsen.
Oh yeah.
And he knows a little bit about pipes, and he was also, I think he was, what do you call it when you make furniture?
Oh, he was a carpenter.
Yeah, he was a carpenter, or had also been a little bit on Svensk.
Okay, so he could work with wood.
He knows a little bit about it, yeah. And there was some people that was coming because that was interesting. They also have worked for some of the other pipe makers that more or less make factory pipes, freehand pipes, or Paul Ilstedt was there. Tony Nielsen, that now live in United States, was there. And we also later have Vegan.
Oh yes, PH Vegan.
Yeah. Was also there. So there was a lot of, and some of them are still making pipes or are making a living from that.
Yeah, and a good living. Even.
So
that must have
but
been
that was very hard because he was young and he was trying to treat me, to not make so much. But it was a good. There was some young, older guys. That was more, and sometimes we Larsen was coming and say, hey, we are so many people, and now we make less pipes. Yeah. And that was the time where I said, okay, I have a little small office. I said, now you see, so I told them I have a lot of paper, I'm back, so I must make some paperwork.
Yeah.
And there I noticed people was going out from the room, and that was going 1 hour, they was not coming back, and say, hey, what were you making? And there I find out, and 4 or 5 of these people was just going out and go in the cafeteria and sit there, drink a beer or drink coffee, or I think, oh, he are not taking notice of anything. Yeah. But then the same evening where I've noticed all that, I say, okay guys, next payday you get your paying and then you can stay away. Yeah. And he was looking, hey, and was not so. But in good things there, that was not some of the young guys.
No, that was good.
Yeah.
So that also meant that in that period, from you started as a pipe maker, but you actually advanced to be the supervisor, to be the manager of.
I was the manager. I was that guy that said, you are making that model, and you make 50 pieces of the head when you turn on the lay, or in that way, and not remember that is that model you are making. So it should look like that.
So you also, in the beginning, took care of quality control.
In the beginning, I turned all the bolts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and they did the finishing work.
They did the finishing work, and I was the only one in that time that could make all step on a pipe.
Yeah.
So I also use a lot of time to show,
of course,
how you should do that, because on all work there are system. And you work after that, you do it right. If you have the eye for looking. Sometimes it was not when there come some new people we need for making some of the steps. And okay, I could say after 2-3 days you will never learn it.
No.
So that is one of the things in that business. You will see very quick when people don't have eye.
If you have the eyes for it, you can see it. Okay, but that also explains, when I'm looking at your pipes today, and especially when I'm looking around this workshop, it's very clear that it is very organized, and even at a fast glance, it can be a little bit confusing because there's a lot of machine stuff. But now I understand that when you are doing your pipes, there is a process, and since you master each and every little bit of that process to the ultimate, the result has to be kind of good when we at the same time think about that it's not only a matter of techniques and skills, it's also a matter of creativity, because these models and the ones that you are doing yourself today are very beautiful, are very harmonic at the same time, as of course it is craftsmanship at top level.
But that with the harmonic, that is for me very important. You are working with a piece of nature, and you cannot see inside.
Obvious.
Of there are some faults or something like that. You have two choices. You can take the faults away and don't have that what you have in your mind.
Yeah, it's not going to be that shape that you want it to do.
But there I do not making. I'm making the model I have seen in that piece of wood that I'm making. It will be that model. There are some spots that necessary to sandblast it, then I sandblast it. I'm not hunting the faults in the pipe and try to change it. No, because I know in the end I will not be satisfied.
No.
So I take the decision, you make that pipe finish in that model.
Yeah.
I have started up, sandblast or smooth.
Yeah.
Or maybe sometimes threw away.
Of course, that would happen. But other times, I mean, you would also be able to come up with not just a smooth, but maybe even a virgin smooth, because that piece of wood turned out to be so fantastic.
Yeah.
I think that's a very good way to do it.
No, I'm stable with my decision when I make a freehand pipes. I have decided more or less 100% how it should look.